It's your girl Ten, welcome to another episode of In the House. I'm here with my boys Flex and Terry. We got two special guests to the left of me, as you guys can see. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Lovely ladies. Yeah, introduce yourselves. You guys go.
First. My name's Celena, better known as T for Carnival. I am the band leader for Tribal Carnival, and yeah.
My name's Melinda. I'm the owner of Savage Carnival Arts and Endless Trims, the store, and I'm a section leader in Saldenah.
Oh, nice. Well, welcome, guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come kick it in the house.
You're welcome.
So, as we know, it's band launch season here in Toronto. The carnival will eventually get here. Hopefully, all the snow will be gone by then. But you never know.
It's a winter carnival this year.
Don't wish bad things.
I'm not.
That was last year.
It's the reality of...
You could be jumping up in
I already said I'm going to have to bedazzle a coat and make it go with the costume because, last year was reckless.
Last year was cold.
It was cold.
Yeah, on the road, yeah.
It was freezing. I had those sour space. I was just like...
So, ladies, here we discuss everything culture-wise. We discuss history and backstories and future. And you are two ladies at the forefront of the future of mass here in Toronto. You also have Cayman Islands as well, Melinda. Anything outside of Toronto?
We both have Cayman.
We both have Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
So not only here in Toronto, but internationally as well. So first things first, like, how did you get into it?
For me, I was born into it. Literally, I think my dad came from Trinidad. He did whatever he had to do, and then he started up with Saldenah. He started off as their cook. He used to go there, he used to bust a line, make some food. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I see them designing, I think I could do this. He started making their big mass, and he started having sections and all that stuff. I started playing mass when I was 5. That's when I was pretty much introduced to it at Saldenah Mas camp. Then we went on to Marlon Singh's Callaloo. That's when I started playing female individual for Callaloo. And then in 2007, we started Tribal, which is now our band. We've been out for, I believe, 12 years. And that's how I got into it.
And Melinda?
That's a good answer. That was a good answer. We actually have similar stories.
Very similar.
I was born into it. My dad was making mass in Trinidad for many, many years. Since he was 12 years old, he's made mass with big bands in Trinidad like Poison. They're not established anymore, but you should be familiar with the name. He's made mass with some of the greats in Trinidad, and he started off with Saldenah in Toronto as well, making mass. We actually lived in Montreal. I was born in Montreal. Oh, okay. And he would drive from Montreal to Toronto to make mass with Saldenah. He knew Saldenah from Trinidad. And I was 4 months when I crossed the big stage in Trinidad.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in a stroller and my mom was pushing me, and I was a mass baby, 4 months old, in a stroller.
So you might have the Guinness record of youngest
mass.
to cross the stage.
Well, unless you cross the stage pregnant.
Unless you show unborn child, but nah.
Were you not born at that point?
Yeah, you got a point.
That's real. That's crazy. So you're in this like legit just born into it. You had no it's just ready made for you basically. For both of you guys, what was it like designing like your first or being involved for the first time with the mass, like I guess at an age where you know what you're doing now type of thing? Like obviously you're born into it, but like when was it like where you want to be into it? You're like, okay, like this is something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna design my own mass costumes. I'm gonna be more involved in things like that. Whoever wants to go first.
Yo, Celena, come on, man. Answer the question.
I was 17 when I did my first section and first design, and I did that with Callaloo. It was an opportunity that I seized when I could, because at that point, that was 10 years ago, so at that point it was very male-dominated, and being like a young female going into university, I was able to create something where I knew I could target my friends I could target the people who are actually playing mass, that age group. So it was a good opportunity for me because, again, it was male dominated and it was an opportunity to create my own name.
That's what's up.
For me, this year was actually the first year that I actually fully designed my own section. Usually it's I have the idea and my dad executes it. I used to be the kind of person that I can't execute anything. I could replicate, but I can't really execute. And for the execution part, it's more like when I do big mass for king and queen, my dad structures it, I decorate it. So that was kind of my strength. It wasn't necessarily like section mass, it was more big mass. But this year I actually designed my own section, so that was fun. I'm learning as I go. I'm only 19, so
Do you have a
still
preference? Do you
learning.
like doing big mass versus?
I love doing big mass. Like that's literally in my blood. Section mass it's more tedious. Big mass I find it more fun. But yeah, that's my preference.
That's what I find. I find like everyone from people I've known that I've spoken to have done big mass. They're like when you do like actual costumes, it's like they're like
Yeah,
it's like it's like strenuous. Like everyone you go to the mass, everyone's like you try to say hi, no one's like yeah hi okay, and they're like running around. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
For me, you hear my
yeah.
mom say all the time, Celena, your glue strings. I see glue strings on
Yeah.
the bras, on the belts. I don't like to take off that stuff. Like it's there, it's stuck. We're good.
So what was it about this year? What made this year the year?
Well, like I'm learning as I go. So I found that this year, because I'm more involved in it, I was like, okay, let me give my dad a break. He already has to design his own section. And I felt like I had the ability to do it and I had the time to do it. So I just did it.
Now, Melinda, over the years, like, we've seen like, a lot of ups and downs and changes with the parade and everything from the roots. There's always like a debacle, something going on. Has that been a deterrent for you in terms of participating in it?
First and foremost, I like the reason why I do this is my masqueraders and the love of the culture. I always want to push the culture. It's for the culture. I want people to know about the history of Carnival and the mass. And I think our route is a huge thing. And the Stormers is a huge deterrent. It does affect me, yeah, for sure. Because sometimes Caravana Day, I'm like, oh, why am I doing this? Because like I feel frustrated when I'm about to cross stage and there's like 1,000 people in front of me and I'm like, you're not in my costume, get out of the way. It sucks, but then there's the process of like pickup, when girls come to pick up and they're so excited and they're taking out their costumes, or like the aftermath when you see the girls in the morning and their pictures go up on Instagram the next day and they're all glamorous and they're happy and you're getting the messages of thank you. So it's like an addiction.
Yeah, for real.
Like with the Stormers, right? Who takes care of security? Is that like a city thing or the mass bands?
It is. I don't want to say anything out of turn.
I feel like it's more of a city
As a
thing.
section leader, I don't get as much of a voiced opinion, which kind of sucks because I'm the one delivering the costume. I'm the person of contact when it's like, yeah, we're a big band, Saldenah, my name, other name, Dr. J's name, his sister's Mayanna is there. Like, we're the point of contact, and our voices aren't necessarily heard when it comes to planning the route, taking care of like the security in a sense. It's band leaders, city. It's a mixture of people that get to do all of that. Don't get me wrong, Louis is amazing at what he does and listens to us because we have countless meetings about it, but there's only so much
That
one
he can
person
do.
can do. Yeah.
So it's the city's fault. John Tory, holla at us.
Oh man.
We got some suggestions.
Bringing up Stormers though, I always want to ask, like, especially from you two, kind of get a different opinion on it. Do you guys think are there any ideas that haven't been brought up yet, or that you may have pitched and it hasn't gotten, like maybe it could be in talks, or maybe it has been recognized that could be a solution to Stormers? Because like I know in like other places, like we were talking early before we started recording that I'm going to Cayman. This is gonna be my first out of Toronto Carnival, and I know that when they go to Trinidad and they're like, yeah, there's no Stormers really. Like if there's like there's people you might see them, but they're not like all up in the section, and you're like, why are you
That's
here?
because the police don't play. Like,
Yeah.
the police, like, I went to go say hi to my friend that was playing mass, and as soon as
I heard the police be on
as soon as I
horses.
stepped under the rope, like the police grabbed me.
Oh
They
shit.
got him
Like-
out of there.
Yeah, well, up here, like what you said, the city, like whatever it is, what it is. But do you think there's any like suggestions or something that could happen that would try to like fix the storm or situation, or it is what it is right now for now?
I feel like it is what it is. Like people already are. It's in their mindset that Caravana is this day. It's at this location. Nobody really cares about security. I could bust down this fence. I feel like it's in their mindset, and there's things that can be done, but I think it has to do with money. Like it all has to do with money. So like the fence situation, there's only so much they can do with fences.
And they
If
tried
people aren't
every
listening,
single
they're
kind
not
of fence.
listening. And
Yeah.
if there's no security, even better for them. But even I just came back from Jamaica Carnival. They had ropes. They had the rope system. It didn't do not one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
It
when
didn't
like
do
you used to see
not
like people walking
one
with fences with like
thing.
the little yardsticks with the little orange fence.
Like
all
they were
around.
holding the rope, but as soon as somebody without a costume came in, they would just lift the rope. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? Like, why do you have a rope?
Trinidad, they do the rope system,
Yeah.
but it's like security after security after security. Well, like every 3 foot, there's a security, and you're being yanked out. Yeah, she's right. It's all to do with money. It's all to do with money.
And it's pretty much that people don't care to understand what.
It's culture. It comes back to culture. Like it comes back to the fact that, yeah, it's Toronto. It's like a Toronto festival. People assume that it's a street festival. They don't understand that it's a parade, like the Santa Claus parade. People respect the Santa Claus
spend the money
parade.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it is also about educating the masses. Like, but at the same time, as the younger generations come up, sometimes people just don't care.
They just it's
but I
facts.
feel like for the most part, the city has more reverence for other cultural celebrations, except Caravana. Like when it's other cultures doing anything on the street or out and wherever, there's like, okay, this is their tradition. Basically anything white, they respect it. But ours, they just feel like they look at it and they always deduce it to, oh, this is just women half naked gyrating their body, so who cares? We can just run through it, which is annoying.
Yeah, I could definitely see a degrading sense towards it, like a point of view kind of thing, is what I'm trying to
which
say.
is all ignorance. But
Yeah, which again comes to educating and culture.
Yeah.
So how does that come into play when you're designing your costumes? Do you think about that stuff? Like, or do you think that people are just gonna see it as women half naked, or
we've, not to cut them off, we've seen people on the internet say there's no way they're paid $400, $500, $600 for a bikini with glitter on it.
yeah, like
So, so Melinda,
Try to keep a straight face.
feel free to drag somebody.
No, I think people don't understand how much a costume costs. It's very
It's very
expensive to
expensive, yeah.
bejewel a costume. Chime in.
Like honestly, I think like Melinda first say like I can tell she puts time into her work, as we do in Tribal as well. Not to knock any designers, but there are some designers in Toronto who say, okay, well, I can make money off of this, and I'm just gonna go with the cheapest option.
Yeah.
There are a lot of designers like that, but then there's the designers who actually take their time and try to produce something nice. So in that aspect, when people say like, I don't want to pay this much money for like a glittered bikini, that's not the case. We put a lot of time into what we do, and
I don't know if I want that person playing mass
Yeah.
with me.
I
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. You
Well, I
don't
usually tell them
appreciate
they
it.
ugly
The people that speak like that is as you said, it's not knowing, it's just ignorance basically. Because like if you knew, like say it was like I took my brother and my sister like 3 years ago, I brought them to the mass camp at Saldenah, and I'm like, I want you guys to see what goes on, and they're like, yo, they make it all by hand. I'm like, what you thought it was a machine? Like it's all, every single gem you see is by hand with glue guns and people burning their fingertips and all type of shit, and I'm
People
like, yo,
me.
yeah, it's a lot of stuff that goes into
man.
this. So, So I think once you know how much goes into this, and once you understand like it's not just a, like you said, it's not just a parade, like, or it's not just a parade. It's not just a festival. It's
Yeah.
part of someone's culture. Then you have more of a respect for it. So yeah, well, what can you do with those type of people? Some people are just ignorant like that.
So in designing your sections, right, and being around the culture and everything for so long, we had this question. Me and him were debating this at home. Do you guys feel like men like are scared to play mass? Like do they feel more?
No, the question the question is,
I forgot how you worded it.
do women have more confidence in
Playing
playing mass than men? I'll tell you my reasoning being is that and it's not only just playing like pretty mass as he said, it's
Wait, what's your answer?
I'm telling you.
I thought you were
I'm
trying
saying
to justify it
no,
first.
in the culture as a whole, like people don't see like anything soca related as like tough guy, like masculine, like why is he moving his waist like that? So like I feel like men have less confidence to get over the fact that it's okay to be in a costume and it's okay to whine. Like they're focused on, do their friends think it looks cool, this and that. So that's why I feel like men have less confidence than women.
Fragile ass boys.
In my opinion, I think there's on one aspect where I know a lot of guys who love mass and they don't care. Like their friends love it, their guy friends love it. On the other hand, I know there's a lot of guys who think that there's more detail put into female costumes and not enough detail or like attention put on male costumes, which is why they choose not to play. But I don't necessarily think it's a lack of confidence.
Yeah,
I think if they want to play, they'll play.
I think that beforehand there could be a lack of confidence. But I have seen many cases where a girlfriend is trying to persuade her boyfriend to play mass, and then he's there Caravana Day, and he ain't with his girlfriend. Because don't get me wrong, girls love men that play mass.
Tell it again.
Caravana Day,
Yes.
Carnival Day. I don't want
thank
to
you.
dance on somebody that has jeans on.
Every single time I play
Like-
mass, I look like you guys said. Like obviously, they say that the women's costume has more attention compared to the men's, but like a men's costume can be nice too. I look to see, I'm like, is this men's costume nice? Because I want it to be in the section where the men's costume is nice. Because I know there'll be man in the section. Like I know that's what I look for. I'm like, nah, I gotta see that.
Care about.
That's fine. That's on my priority list when I go to play mass. Obviously, I want to look cute, but my second thing is I'm looking for waist. So I want to be in the section with all the men.
Looking for ways.
Yep. I'm hunting that day.
Back at it. Ladies, how do you guys feel about non-West Indians playing mass? Because there's this notion that mass should only be for
black people.
for black Caribbean people.
No. I think because we live in Canada and we're like a multicultural, nation, I don't have an issue with it. Like, if you want to come experience our culture, by all means. I don't really have an issue with it at all.
Yeah, I agree. Like the more the merrier. I think the more exposure to the culture, the better, because it helps in the whole educational process of it, and it'll help with the stormers.
That's true.
That's true, but some people see it as these people are coming in and making. There's two things. There's two sides of it. There's one where they see it as white people are coming in and making money off our culture, and they don't understand what's going on. And then there's the other side where it's like the history of Carnival, where it was like a celebration that was for black people. These white people or these Asians, or they shouldn't be allowed to join in with it.
Carnival is a celebration of life. It's not a celebration of a skin color or a
100%
country
agree.
or it's not specific. It's life. It's Carnival is a celebration of life. Like there's no other way to put it. So I think that anybody that says elsewise or tries to conform it into another sentence, another form, is uneducated and doesn't really know.
Because I know, like, I've seen people say all kinds of stuff, like, say, oh, non-West Indians only care about Carnival because the costume is pretty. But I've seen, like, one of my best friends, like, we all know, I'm not sure if you guys know Kabir. Obviously, we know Kabir.
Yeah.
I could be in Jamaica.
You know Kabir.
You see Kabir.
You saw Kabir in Jamaica, like,
Yeah.
he spent years in mass camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Making costumes.
Building
Yeah.
costumes.
And Kabir is
And
what's
he's-
Kabir? Punjabi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a drop of Caribbean blood
Nothing.
in him.
Exactly.
So it's like, I definitely 100% agree with you that it's a celebration of life, full stop. Like,
Yeah.
We all do, because I feel like it's real nonsensical to even have that kind of view, because most of the islands are racially diverse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you'll
There's
see
black,
Chinese,
there's Indians,
Like, I think
some of the
it's-
bigger islands, like
I think it's hard for
white
us to find,
Chinese,
hard for us to
Yeah.
find one person that's just one thing. Like, it's very rare, especially with us, like, as people, like kids in Toronto, like it's rare
we're
to
a
see.
melting pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can understand, like, there's always a scarce of going mainstream. Like, there's always that yeah, it's scary because you're putting yourself out there to be judged by everybody. But that's the beautiful thing about Carnival. Like, if you have enough balls to do it, become a designer, become a band leader, become a section leader, like, there's always going to be negative aspects like that, but I think that if you continue to push and see the positive sides, like, because yeah, there might be white people or other cultures coming in that might look down because people are half naked, whatever the case is, but then there are the other people that are like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to be half naked with them. So
one of the more recent things, well, I wouldn't say recent, but it's come into more prominence lately. It's this whole notion of body shaming. Now, a lot of people say that mass costumes aren't really catered towards women of bigger sizes. Is that something you look out for specifically when designing your costumes?
I think, like, in recent years, people have been doing very well with, introducing the bodysuits, introducing high-waist panties, high-waist like shorts. This year especially, I've seen probably more full pieces than two pieces. So I think people are now starting to get into the fact that, okay, there are people of different shapes and sizes who want to play mass, who want to feel comfortable, and they're starting to really cater to them. In regards to, like, body shaming, like, I think everyone's entitled to play mass. Everyone should feel
Definitely.
confident. It shouldn't just be like, and that the thing about it is some people do bring, like, the skimpy panties, the skimpy belts, the things that don't look like they're gonna cover you at all. But I think recently people have really been taking into consideration that they need to do better. They need to bring more options to the table.
What do you think, Melinda?
no, I agree with what she said. She articulated it very well. I do think that with the evolution of mass and the evolution of social media, physical issues have come to a precedent. Like, it's everywhere. Dove commercials are a perfect example, you know what I mean? But I do think that within the Caribbean that there has been a lot, like, there are options, just because Caribbean women are by far all different shapes and sizes. Like, I went to Trinidad last year and I saw my cousins and I was like my grandmother, give you more, because, like, they're like, bigger bottoms. I'm skinny, so, like, they have bigger bottoms or whatever the case is. So, like, I do think that it has been there as an options in terms of, like, monokinis and or skimpier options. But I do think that within the past few years, like, there's some hot full suits, or, like, there's some really nice monokinis that, stand out.
Mayana, is that something that you've seen grow more in recent years?
No, I definitely have. Years ago, if you were, say, and they consider it to be plus size, so like a size 14 and up, you couldn't find a costume that you feel comfortable in. But in most recent years, in Trinidad, in Toronto, other islands, there's so many options. I'll give a small plug
Even
to my girl.
Nadia.
Nadia. Who has
Nadia.
Hamaya. And that is a plus size Monday wear option. And all the girls looked amazing. They looked wicked. So there is room for everyone. You know what I mean? Just because you're larger, it doesn't mean that you can't play mass.
Yeah, well, everybody
Play
play a mass.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just have to pick what's right for you. You know? So yeah.
Now, Melinda,
That's dope.
we got a rumor we need to dispel. First of all, let me preface this by saying that we here at House of Saldenah
Well, we can't even say we have tribal in the
I
house.
tolerate no slang. But in all seriousness, there was this rumor, probably like what, a year and a half ago, about I don't know, like certain girl said she was discriminated against by Saldenah for her skin tone. So we wanna
Do you want to know something?
dead that rumor.
I've never heard that. And the reason why I've never, honestly, like I've heard I'm getting comfortable now. I've heard
You're in the house.
We in the house, man.
I've heard of other bands possibly discriminating.
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly discriminating. But within Saldenah, it's such a family band. Like it is like people see it as a family band, but it really is. Like we do wire bras from 32A to 42 triple D. Like it's I think like my personal opinion, I mean, I've evolved as a person and as an adult, and I've had opportunities where I could evolve within the mass industry, and I choose to be a section leader within Saldenah because for me, there's no other vibe. I'm comfortable where I am, and the people who are section leaders are respectful, are hardworking, and try to accommodate as much as possible. So to hear somebody say that there has been an issue like that, nah, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I
So
feel
were
like
they
it's just a rumor.
discriminated against because of race or what?
Yeah, that was the
alleged
the
rumor.
alleged rumor that she
If
was of darker complexion.
If you come into Saldenah's camp, you will see
Everybody.
dark, light, Indian, big, small,
Chinese, out the
young.
Pete.
Yeah.
Punjabi, come here.
Yeah. And not only that, like the section leaders are all like we're all multi.
There's
Yeah.
of all ages, everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like, as you said, like Saldenah has that family vibe. I've been playing with Saldenah since, well, other than when I was smaller, but since maybe 2010 or 11. And like it's always like that. Like you always feel like I feel fine. Like when I played last year, I did the wire bar for the first time, and they're trying to bend it to you. You don't feel weird. You don't feel awkward. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, is it okay? You're good." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm cool." Like they make sure everything is fine.
And I think it's not only a Saldenah thing. For those that like are established or been
Yeah.
around for a while, and even like Tribal started in 2007.
Yeah.
You said, but he been making masks for
A long time.
X amount of years. If you're dealing with those people,
They kind of know how it goes.
they know how to treat you. They know how to cater to your preferences and your needs. I'm pretty sure like Tribal would have the same kind of family vibe too, because
Yeah, exactly. I think every mass
the
band
leader
does.
has a family. He knows how to treat people.
Moral of the story: don't lie in Saldenah, please. Thank you.
Please do.
Please don't.
If that was the case, I think even when you look at all of the band launches, Tribal, Nations, Epic, Revelers, you see every type of demographic on the stage.
Yeah.
So if a band was racist, they're gonna put out
Just
whoever
one type
they're
of person,
gearing their
yeah.
costumes. And there's such variety, so
And people do say that when they look at the pictures, and I'm pretty sure it's not by
Design.
Like
Totally
that's
incidental.
the models they had to work with.
Somebody
And-
canceled.
Yeah, somebody may have canceled. Somebody like
It is what it is.
I mean, for every mass band, the objective is to put your best foot forward. So the focal point of every season is gonna be your best costumes with your best models. Like, I mean, Ferrari doesn't put out old cars; they put out the new ones.
definitely feel that. Ladies, are you feeling about Toronto Carnival in general? Do you think it's in a good space? Do you like where it's heading?
I think it's getting better. In the last 2 years, I've actually been able to enjoy the road. Last year especially, our band was actually able to cross the stage with no stormers, which was a miracle.
I think the parade, the route flip was genius.
It did something. I think it's getting better, and I think it can only go up from here if they continue doing what they've been doing, and just adjusting, adding more things, adding more security. I think it'll get better. Just like from a standpoint, I've been in parade route meetings.
Okay.
Just out of my knowledge, I think it's gonna get a little better, maybe a little bit.
And when you say add more things, like what are the other things, like alcohol trucks or?
Well, that's a Canada thing. That's a Canada thing. That's illegal.
What's wrong with alcohol on the road?
It's illegal. You can't serve alcohol.
There really is no reason behind it.
It's take it in. If you have a whole bunch, the Stormers, for instance, they drink at home. You already see how they act. Now, if you have masqueraders having a limited alcohol, that might be a bigger issue. So I think we have to really nail down the parade before they even consider the alcohol factor.
So much people already pass out in the street already.
Understandable.
First time playing mass when I was 19. Mom had to come pick me up at the side of the road. Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah, it was bad. This before I knew you. This before I knew you.
That's called blocking. You blocked the drain?
Man, listen.
You got it.
I didn't even eat all day that day. It was bad. It was bad. It was all bad. It was before I knew you. Just love it.
I have never passed out on the road. Kevin,
I didn't pass
Kevin, you
out.
ever passed out on the road, Kevin?
I was sitting on the road. There's a difference. I was just
Sitting on the road.
I took off my headpiece. I had my headpiece.
You're
and I was
stressed.
like, mommy.
I've definitely
You're one of those. You're one of those.
Yeah, after that, I was cool. Yeah. Now we'll see about this year.
Melinda, how are you feeling?
It's Rivers.
About the same question.
I think she's right. The past few years have been better.
What kind of food is it?
It's
everything.
There's a lot of Jamaicans on Cayman.
That's what I've heard.
So
Yeah.
everything is like jerk kind of thing, but it's top.
Okay.
Y'all gotta go to the roti shop.
Does Cayman have KFC?
No.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Yes, yes, and the Popeyes is so good. And guess what? You get
Her face. Her eyes almost so
What
wide.
kind of country is that? That one got KFC.
no. They do.
What
They
is
do.
it,
They
like
have.
Cayman Bay?
I don't know
I've
where,
never
but I
seen
was
it.
taken to it.
Yo,
And
Simba said they gotta take a boat to go get KFC.
telling you the best part. The best part is that they give you jam for your biscuit, and they have like
that's
10
weird.
different jams. The guy knew obviously I wasn't from there, so he gave me all flavors, and I was there like,
We'll come back
when we had
fast.
distribution, it
I
was
don't
like a
think I
past
can
time.
eat KFC at Cayman.
Why? Because you have Trinidad KFC.
I'm afraid something might be better than Trinidad.
Nah.
Can I just tell you that
Puffy
the
said Trinidad.
Popeyes was up
is.
to
I'll
par.
eat the Popeyes.
No, but it was up to par to Trinidad.
Really?
Is what I'm trying to say.
KFC in
The one in
Jamaica
Cayman?
ain't that bad either.
Yes, it's so
don't
good.
The KFC in Jamaica isn't bad.
Okay,
The KFC in
I
Jamaica
got
isn't
it
bad.
before we left.
It's not bad. It's not bad. No, it wasn't bad compared to here. That's all I really have to compare it to.
It
It
might
wasn't
live
bad.
up to Royal Castle. Trinidad KFC is a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Being in town at 4 o'clock in the morning, I guess so. In a lineup
See, I
with
haven't
people
got
being
there yet.
rude to
One
you
day.
and all kind of nonsense. Definitely a spiritual
One day.
thing. With the girl in the counter and her boyfriend in the corner watching you like.
KFC to Trinidad is Tim Hortons to us here.
Yes.
Facts.
Yeah.
Like
I've
I
always
guess
had
so,
great
yeah.
customer service KFC at West Mall. So
In
I don't know
West
where y'all
Mall,
going to.
yeah.
West Mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where y'all going.
Not
But
in
they-
town.
Actually not. Wait, you was with me the day when we went, and there was like a big. It was like a big argument, man.
and
It was me and you, right?
I was there.
And then like yo, the clerk is cursing.
It was raining. It was
It was
raining.
raining. And then like the manager came in like tagged the clerk, and then she started cursing out the
You gotta
customer.
go
I was
behind
like,
the counter and get your
whoa.
own food.
I was like, what kind of shit is
The
this?
man broke all the pepper sauce on the floor.
Oh my god.
Waste good.
There's
good.
always
Waste
scenes
good,
in
good.
KFC.
Always. The one by the
So
airport,
many.
I think, has the most scenes.
Well, yeah, people leaving, they're going home. They want their
You
food.
know that
Right?
KFC and Independence Fair makes the most money
In the world,
in the world.
Yeah.
in the world.
That's such a
Wow.
proud Trini fact.
Yes.
Everybody like, needs to.
Jamaicans can't
Just
believe
so
it.
you
Yeah,
know.
we got something.
That's wild.
I'll never forget one carnival. Omar kept telling me, "Stop wearing your wristlet." stop like wearing my wristlet on my arm.
From like the party bands, right?
No,
like a wallet.
Like like a clutch. And I kept wearing it, and then the one day I was like, fine, whatever. I put like my ID in my pocket and stuff, and right outside the window, a lady was like in tears, her whole arm like bloody from somebody trying to snatch her thing.
Well, this guy
I would just give it to them.
George is trying to get us killed.
Stop.
But in Cayman, that's pretty safe. I heard.
Oh, yeah.
But my mom was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like you can bring your stuff." Like, I'm like, "Should I bring my necklace?" She's like, "No, you'll be fine."
You know what I was gonna say?
Billionaires
My dad
in
hasn't
Cayman.
asked me one question.
Yeah, if that's
He hasn't asked me not
there we
one
go.
question.
Mr. Felix, do not. No,
This
the
is
man does
also-
not play.
This is also the dad who lets you go to Gattaca Street.
She lives.
Nah. Your dad don't play. Your dad's on my list of fears. He's up there.
I haven't seen your dad in years.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Felix is a bad man,
There's
boy.
another stop they'll take you to, the roti shop where they have
Yeah.
Things
lobster.
roti shop.
Oh, they have lobster, curry lobster roti.
Oh,
So good.
oh God, you're what? Have you
It
ever- Have you ever had
exists.
curry crab
It
before?
You don't mess with sea. You don't even eat
Oh
shrimp.
yeah, yeah.
I
You
eat
had
shrimp.
curry,
What are you talking about? Oh, I thought you were.
you've had curry crab before, right?
You
You
never
don't-
had curry crab?
You don't like lobster?
Oh God,
Already.
there's music to my ears.
Should have caught all that. All right. How's the Pops Punch treating you?
Good.
Thank
The
you,
nerves.
Pops. Thank you, Pops Punch, for fueling yet another episode of In the House.
And I gotta plug in Endless Summer. So
Wait, big
thank you for being a sponsor.
Pop C
Some-
for
some of the-
Carnival don't like it.
Some of the best oysters I ever had was at
Endless
Summer.
Summer.
Some of the best oysters
I remember that.
Okay.
No, he got the cum.
So this
Oh,
year,
no.
this is I'm gonna do a plug for Endless Summer. So this year,
One of the best events I've ever been to in my life.
this year our theme is 5 elements. So you have earth, wood, metal,
Fire.
Vibranium.
water, and
Probably
fire.
T'Challa.
And it's gonna be amazing. That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
And the summer's.
It's worth it.
Fifth anniversary.
It's our, it's our
Oh.
5th anniversary.
And the summer.
Nice. I've been there since
amazing.
the first one, so I've been going every year since the first one.
Yeah.
Thank
You've been
you.
to 4?
So you've seen the growth.
Yes, definitely.
So
Yeah.
you've been to
I
4.
think I've been to.
Summer.
This is
Yeah.
this will be my third one, right? Yeah, third. That was amazing. The oysters are like I was telling my mom when we had the oysters. She's like, you guys could have died because you don't know if you're allergic to oysters. I'm like, what?
I know I'm not allergic.
Yeah.
to oysters.
I don't know.
I didn't know. Like, I'm like, let me just try it. She's like, with all your allergies? I'm like, oh, I'll risk it. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die in the summer. It's fine. I'm having the best time of my life. I was having a good old time. I didn't care at that point.
So you guys should organize some shuttle buses to end the summer.
Well, we'll try. We also do have our Uber code, so
I remember that.
Oh.
Yeah.
we'll have that again.
All right.
Might try Lyft. I don't know.
I got the lift up.
So just in case you guys are looking for an opening DJ for end of summer,
Go plug that in there.
you know,
Here's my card.
slide that right in there. Me and my MC, DJ Kevin.
See, I'm an MC now.
So,
Dr. J handles all that. So
Doc,
decor.
Jason.
Doc.
Jason.
All right. So, ladies, Toronto Carnival 2018. What was the inspiration behind your costumes this year?
Our theme is Wonderland. How we came up with Wonderland, I couldn't tell you. I just popped in my head one day, and I was like,
Oh, so you came up with the entire theme?
I came up with the theme. This is my 3rd year thinking of the theme. Usually it's like
Oh, okay.
a family thing. Like my dad will have an idea, my mom will have an idea. It's whoever's is best, and mine was best. So yeah, our whole thing is based on Alice in Wonderland, but we called it Wonderland, copyright reasons.
Yeah.
Girl, I was like, if it was Wonderland and Maple, back to the drawing board.
What? Oh,
Copyright, yeah.
That Wonderland is terrible. So I was hoping it was Alice.
I didn't
so yeah,
know
we
that.
have
That's
like
cool.
we have like Mad Hatter, we have Cheshire, Absalom. So that's basically our theme. We're trying to go for like a really whimsical road experience.
And for your section,
Mine is called Cheshire,
Cheshire.
based on the cat.
oh, okay.
You can check out all the costumes at tribalcarnival.com. We have 9 to choose from, so you have lots of options.
Any of them sold out as yet?
Absalom, which is my dad's section, is actually 70% sold out.
Damn.
And I can't believe it myself. But yeah, it's. I feel like it's gonna be a really good year.
All right, everybody, buy Selena's section, please.
Buy Cheshire.
Thank you.
Don't go for Absalom. Cheshire.
Oh my god.
Melinda.
This year in Saldenah, our presentation is Wonders of Spring. And my section's called The Awakening. This year I'm getting married. So it's the theme is all about like love, and it's very spiritual, and it's about freedom, and it's about the awakening of spring and all the new hope that it brings. And it's my costumes, actually my wedding colors.
Oh,
And
This is really personal then.
yeah,
Let's
it's
go.
a it's a
You
huge
look like you about to cry.
dedication.
Aw.
Oh, sorry?
You look like you about to cry.
No. It's a huge dedication to my fiance and our love, and it's just it's a big year for us. So
That's goals. That is goals. I love
that's
that.
the concept behind it. But yeah.
That's dope.
And then of course we have Endless Summer coming up, and I mean we have the store, and that's pretty much that's upcoming.
Now, I've seen people say, well, they've questioned why, if you can answer this, why Wonders of Spring if the carnival is in the summer?
I think within Saldenah, we have grown over the past few years as a family, like within our relationships with one another, and I think that Wonders of Spring just puts out a new beginning for everybody. And I think that the theme was actually it's perfect for the year for us on a personal level. So that's really the reason why.
The way the weather going, summer's gonna be spring anyways.
Ain't no spring, no such thing as spring in Toronto.
There you have it.
Today is January 5th. Like, hasn't ended. Bruh. I like that though. I like the fact that that's like tied in with what's going on with your like personal life too. That's really dope. I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got a question for both of you. What keeps you inspired to go at it year after year?
Looking at each
you
other.
specifically, Celena, carnival after carnival, like what keeps y'all inspired to go year after year?
It's more or less like seeing the people enjoy what you put out. Like having somebody actually look at your work, say, okay, I want to purchase this, I want to go down the road in this. It's a good feeling. Like it's to a point where you want to make sure that your masqueraders have a good time. I think that's what keeps a lot of section leaders inspired. As for the other carnivals, that for me, that's just a love of mass. I need to. This year, I'm playing in 6 different carnivals, and that's the most I've ever been in my life. And
Financial advisor.
I'm very excited.
She's working hard.
I work.
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
where is it then? Like where
So
Trinidad done?
you went.
I didn't go to I'm going Jamaica.
You've been to Jamaica.
I've been to Jamaica. I went to Jamaica. Toronto is one, came in. I'm going to Miami. I actually have a section with Red Ants. It's just a t-shirt section, but I have a section with them. I'm planning to fly right after Caribana to Barbados. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Oh, you going from the plane straight to? I mean, you going from the
The
from the
flight would
parade
have
straight
to
off
be
the jumbo
the night
jets.
of Caribana.
That's quick. That's
So fingers crossed we can do that.
You checking
And
in with your
then-
costume on?
I have to and then we also do Honduras Carnival.
I didn't even know Honduras had a carnival.
yeah. I've seen
It's-
some pictures.
It's actually very nice.
When is Honduras carnival?
Honduras is in June.
What does Spanish Soca sound like?
I never been, so I'm not sure. This is my first year.
Like parang.
It has to be something different.
How do you say chip in Spanish?
El Chipe? No.
Oh,
Chipotle.
No, but you see as far as Latin soca goes, Kes has dabbled in it a bit.
yeah.
Latin Soca. It's Latin
Marshall
soca.
has a little bit here and there too.
His stuff with Pitbull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Marshall actually did like a Spanish kind of like Mami
Yeah,
Lo Tiente or something,
Yeah, yeah.
something like that.
How you say that?
Mami Lo Tiene.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, the dad, he had La Vida a long time ago.
Toro. That's
There's a lot of
Spanish.
Spanish.
Toro,
in
lot,
Jamaica.
yeah.
Toro was
Kinda.
Spanish?
Yeah. He's talking about like
He says
Matador.
He says Spanglish.
It was close enough.
Say doubles in Spanish.
You know.
Those.
I'm done.
Might have been Melinda.
Oh man. So yeah, that's 6 already. We got.
Yeah,
that's
you got
sick.
6.
That's
Nice.
dope.
And any for you other than Toronto and Cayman?
Yeah,
This
just
year,
get
and
again
She
married.
came
She needs to save she money.
She getting married this year. Yeah. When are you getting married?
June 30th.
June 30th. You could still make it to Miami.
It's in the heart of Caravana.
Her wedding.
Yeah.
So it was like the section on autopilot, or you taking care of everything then? Boom.
I take care of everything beforehand anyways, yeah.
Now, will the after reception party be at Soca Brainwash on June 30th?
As much as I would like it to be, our wedding is actually in Port Pier. It's in Kawartha Lakes,
Oh.
so it's very up north. We're trying to take like a break within the middle of Caravana.
Which is understandable.
Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
We wanna thank Celena and Melinda for coming through to In the House, representing for Tribal Carnival and Saldenah. Once again, check out their sections. They're out now. Cheshire for the Alice
Absalom, Cheshire.
Yes, Cheshire. I almost said so Alice in Wonderland, but that's copyright. So Cheshire
Wonderland.
for the Wonderland theme. Right?
You got it.
Wonders of Spring.
Well, my section's called The Awakening.
And the Awakening.
So I'm fired.
And my Anna section's called
Venus flytrap.
Venus
I like
Flytrap.
that.
That sounds
What was
deadly.
the inspiration? What was the inspiration behind Venus Flytrap?
Well, like we said, new beginnings, new season, or when plants
Hey.
grow. So
Exactly.
All right.
She trapping
Dr.
people.
J Mas.
In your
Dr. J Mas. We trapping people, man.
Oh my god. Holy, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, and
I like that. That sounds.
look out for us. Where are we gonna be?
What we doing?
Not in Carnival, but at least this side of H1.
We'll be in
We'll be in
Cayman,
Cayman Islands.
in about 2 weeks.
Somebody want to send me a ticket to Spice Mass. I'm open for it.
So look out for us there. We got right after we come back from Cayman, we got 100 degrees.
We got 100 degrees.
Oh,
Yeah,
100 degrees, May 18th. Inside Twilight. Come check us out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody here can come in for free.
Hey.
You know.
Yeah, but
Keep you
thank you
to
guys
that.
again for coming down. Thank you guys again for coming and sitting down. And I want to thank all 3 of you guys for doing it for the ladies too. I really respect what you guys do and what you guys are about, and I salute, big salute to you guys. As coming from a girl and just coming from playing mass, everything for that, it means a lot to hear how you guys speak about it. It's really dope.
You see yourself getting into making masks?
That's my ultimate goal. Like we were talking about it, I think like 2 days ago, and I was like, my end goal is to like, eventually have my own like section and be involved with mass. I've always been into it, and I'm like, I could see myself doing that one
There's
day.
plenty wings for you to
Yeah, I know.
to fly under. So
That's facts. So you know, one day you might see me 10 mass.
10 bucks. I like it.
Yeah, it sounds
that's
good.
dope.
Yeah.
Real quick PSA before we leave. Please support women in mass. Please be respectful, be mindful to everyone from the section leaders to the masqueraders and everybody in between.
Even the female marshals, just because the
The
females,
female marshals,
they
everyone.
they
be mindful,
are
be
authorities
respectful,
on the road.
Yep.
and respect them. They are equals, period.
And also remember, everybody play a mass,
And we out.
and that's in the house.
Are we out?
I had more PSAs to go. I was going.
Remember, we like
I
men who
had
play
more
mass.
PSAs.
That's my PSA.
Scott.
Scott.
We out.